Kaloy, this is not an interview. You want a debate.
No, I don't want to debate. I want to be clarified,
Telling
Harry.
Bongo, give them 300. And Bongo said 300,000 there.
No, but did that stop the killings?
Listen, this is
I
still
lost a lot of friends
understand.
from that.
Kaya nga, no? But
But
you
that
see,
doesn't. My question
from
to
my
you, Harry,
point of view,
is,
okay, I'm answering
my
that.
point
Even
in
as
saying
spokesperson-
that you changed
No.
is that you supported this
the
Roque
turning
to you.
point was, wait, there's a turning point there, okay? Because he has long offered me the position of sense. Because
Come
even now
on.
in the ICC, no, even now in the ICC,
Come on,
they
Harry.
said
Let's be
No,
intellectually honest here.
I'm a lawyer. I was, of course, elected, and the president sitting then was not someone who I supported, but I was intrigued that almost all the progressive people I knew supported Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah.
a lot, you know that.
Hmm.
And in fact, in my discharge of my obligations as congressman, I had a lot of help from Judy Tagualo, who, of course, welcomed me with open arms in the DSWD because we knew we had similar positions, no, on issues, no. And I also got assistance from the then DAR secretary, for requests of constituents, no, related to land reform. And Terry Ridon then was PCUP, and I've always been active in my advocacy for urban poor because when I was a working student in UP, I drafted the UDHA, or the Urban Land Reform Act. No? So
Yeah.
it was that kind of relationship, no? I mean, people who I knew were progressive were working with Duterte, and as a congressman, of course, that at least gave me the idea that I don't have to be in opposition. Although I was senior deputy minority floor leader in Congress.
Yeah,
But
Harry.
yeah,
Excuse me.
but this is part of the journey, no? This is part of the journey. Because as congressman, I filed all the bills which I thought could be filed, should be
Mhm.
filed, change society. And I never expected the kind of support that Rodrigo Roa Duterte would give me. For instance, universal healthcare. To me, that was a far shot because the economic team led by Jock, now who I knew personally from UP, said we cannot support that, we cannot fund it. But I still went to him, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, and said, you must not veto this, you must include this in your legislative agenda, even after then Secretary Obial said that's not part of our legislative agenda. And of course, the rest is history. The president even certified universal health care as urgent, and it was passed at record time. Now, I had a similar experience with the free irrigation for small farmers,
Mhm.
the free lunch for undernourished children, although my regret is it was not implemented on a universal basis. It was limited to children who were malnourished because according to the finance people, we could not afford to feed everyone, and we also don't have the physical facility for it. And we also had the National AIDS Law, which at that point no one wanted to touch, because the Catholic Church was vehemently opposed. At
But
least
Harry,
initially.
excuse me, Harry, quite apart from all of this and all the dynamics of the progressive movement vis-a-vis Duterte, I mean, I think the simple fact is that none of all of that kind of, from where I sit as a human rights advocate, would justify the level of support that you gave him. I mean, this is a guy, after all, who killed thousands of people in his drug war, and that ran counter to everything that we were, in the human rights movement was advocating against.
Taloy, the human rights movement, particularly the left, the Bayan group of party lists, supported him for president.
No, that's beside the point already.
You have to ask them also the same question.
No, I have, and in fact, I lost a lot of friends from from.
Kaya nga, no? But
But
you
that
see,
doesn't. My question
from
to
my
you, Harry,
point of view,
is,
okay, I'm answering you now. A person who pushes universal health care, free tuition
no, but
for
he killed
universities
thousands,
and
tens of
colleges.
thousands, Harry.
I was not aware of tens of thousands
Come
because even now
on.
in the ICC, even now in the
Come
ICC,
on,
they
Harry.
said
Let's be
No,
intellectually honest here.
I'm a lawyer. No, I'm a lawyer. I have not met thousands of victims.
Come on.
Remember,
You have
it is still
testimony.
Center-
We have
no,
come out with reports,
even
documentation, man.
Center for International Law led the filing of cases against policemen behind this
Yeah,
extrajudicial
yeah.
killing. Okay, they
Yeah.
did not reach thousands.
Yeah. No, but
They did
those
not
are
reach-
representative cases.
Our case law is not thousands and produce the thousands, which until now, even in the ICC, they could not produce.
No, it's in the ICC, Harry. Come on.
No.
Look, I
The
know what you're saying
information-
about. I know what you're saying
Look,
about the left.
Kaloy,
Okay,
I'm here
Pero-
to explain my point of view. You can argue all you want, but,
No, but-
as a matter of fact, the request for the arrest of President Duterte limited the number of victims to 44. At least.
No, but my
44.
question to you, Harry,
Now,
the
there are
original
at least
question.
300 who want to be registered as victims, and that's a matter of fact. So beyond the 300, where are the thousands?
No, I won't argue with that. But my original question to you, Harry, is that given all of the things that you told me about the left, about your progressive friends, and also given the fact that this man, Duterte, is facing egregious charges, you still went on. In fact, you shifted.
Well, okay, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I did not baliktad because I've always been supporting human rights, the promotions. As a legislator, I promoted the right to.
That was before,
to
Harry.
express
That's what
life.
That was before. That's why
Well,
I'm
that was
asking
part
you.
already. That was part already of why I decided to work with Duterte, because he was the only president that supported the kind of bills that I was successful in translating into law, no? And they caused profound change in society, far more major than I accomplished as an activist. Okay, so I
Be that
knew
as
that
be that as it may,
institute.
Harry. Be that as it may. This guy is accused of murdering thousands.
Yes, but he enjoys the presumption of innocence. You know
Come
that, no?
on.
And
You
okay, I'll
didn't
tell
see
you
the
the case
blood
in
in the
point.
streets. You were
I'll,
here in the when all the
no,
killings was happening.
I saw the killings, but we prosecuted them under center law, and that did not include the president as an accused. There's a continuing amparo about extralegal killings that happened in Quezon City, and that did not include the president. It included only police officers. These were cases filed by center law. And that's
Oh,
what
but
I'm saying, no? That even the cases in the ICC could be successfully prosecuted in the Philippines because we were successful at it. And
yeah,
that's why, as a matter of jurisdiction and as a matter of complementarity, it should be handled by domestic courts. Now, I founded Center Law. They're amongst those prosecuting successfully the policemen. And I don't see how you can now say I changed, because that's a continuing mandate of Center Law, which I
you
fully
come
support.
on. My
And even
point
as
in saying
spokesperson,
that you changed
no,
is that you supported this monster.
well, he's not a monster. You think he's a monster, but he's undergoing trial. And all that they could allege so far is 44 deaths. And
No,
300 victims are applying to be recognized. That's far below the thousands. And we can't argue. I can only cite official figures from the ICC. That's trying the case now. You're entitled to your opinion. You're a journalist.
no, but
But beyond that, I don't know
Come
how we
on.
can prove the thousands.
Even your own
Kaloy,
Philippine National Police during your
Kaloy,
time
I'm
admitted
not
6,000
really.
people,
Well,
killing 6,000 people.
but it's not characterized as extralegal killings, because the use of force in human rights, as you know, is not absolutely prohibited for as long as there's necessity and proportionality.
But that's your
So, of
line.
course, the presumption is no, it's not a line, it's the law.
No,
It's
but that's
the
not what
law.
happened. A lot of those people who were killed without, hindi
We're
naman
about to find
nanlabag.
out in the ICC. We're about to find out in the ICC, but the thousands that you're claiming do not exist as far as the records of the ICC is
Pero
concerned.
so okay, Harry, going back to my original intention in talking
Okay,
to you.
the
So
turning point was
all of this
okay. The
was okay
turning
to
point
you.
was wait. There's a turning point there. Okay, because he has long offered me the position of spokesperson. I've been declining because I told him I did not vote for you. I have no association with you. You should get someone who knows you inside out to be spokesperson. But the turning point came because I founded also a Christian therapeutic communities for drug dependents in urban poor areas. My
Mhm.
co-founder, who is Wiz, was in the Philippines, and he suggested maybe we should talk to the president and offer him our way, Christian therapeutic communities, as a solution to the drug problem. So I requested a meeting. He agreed to meet with us. He asked everyone to leave the room, and there were only three of us in the room. And then we started a no holds bar discussion. And in the end, he agreed. You're correct. The path really is spiritual therapeutic communities, which is something that his mother, according to him, believed in, because no rehabilitation could be successful without a faith component. And he even said there's studies now that for rehabilitation to be successful, there has to be an X factor, which is faith. No,
No,
it,
the
it,
reason why I'm asking Harry is that part of my job as a human rights advocate is harm reduction. Now, if what you're saying is that this initiative that you started, is something along those lines, I'd be really interested to find out more.
Yes, it's Onesimo. It's Onesimo Foundation. And we left the room with him telling Bongo, Bongo, give them 300. And Bongo said, 300,000 mayor.
No, but
No,
did that
300
stop the
million.
killings?
Listen, this is still, I'm just telling you. I'm just
No, but
telling you,
did that
okay?
stop the killings?
Well, it certainly shows that he believes
No, it's
in Christian
different what he
therapeutic
believes,
community.
Harry. Come on, it's different what he believes. It's
I don't
different what he
know.
did.
I don't know how to answer you because I don't have the data. The data that I have is the ICC is charging him for 44 deaths and that there are 300 victims who have applied to be recognized as victims. Okay? I cannot go beyond that.
But the data
Now,
that we have,
afterwards,
journalists, human rights
wait,
groups, are
can I
much
just,
more.
Kaloy, this is
Yeah.
not an interview. You want a debate.
No, I don't want to
Every
debate. I want to be
president,
clarified, Harry.